Hello everyone, my name's Kat and I'm the designer behind Dove Yarns. It has been quite a while, I think 6 or 7 months since I sat down to film one of these, and let me tell you, I'm a senior in college, so it's kind of difficult to find time right now, especially with the year kind of wrapping up, to sit down and film and talk about some yarny goodness with you. I still feel very, very awkward in front of the camera, so pardon me. I'm gonna be trying to edit this video, hopefully. You're gonna hear the AC kick on right now, right as I hit record, because of course it does. Anyways, so you can find me on Instagram at Katrina Barnes. It's like 547. I don't even know what my Instagram handle is. Hopefully I'll put it somewhere on the screen here. You can find me at Ravelry at Dove Yarns and on Ribbler at Dove Yarns. Ribbler doesn't have all of my patterns on there quite yet. I'm still trying to figure out how the interactive instructions kind of work. But yeah, I did just have one pattern release a week or two ago called the Fabled Cabled Sweater. Hopefully I'll pop up a picture here somewhere on the screen so you can look at it. It is available on both Ravelry and Ribbler. Okay, so I guess we'll start with what I'm wearing, which is a brand new design. Most of what I have to show you are brand new designs, which I'm very excited about, very excited to get tested and released. This one hasn't quite entered testing yet, so keep an eye out on Ribbler and Instagram for those announcements of testing. So this is gonna be called the Tea Party. I love my puns. This is the Tea Party tee, and I started this in early March. I'm just gonna grab my iPad here so I can look at all my notes, so pardon me. So I started it on March 6th of this year, and I finished it 14 days later on March 20th. This uses a fingering weight yarn. This is Distil Fink fiber sock weight in the color Berry Pop. I had 2 skeins of this, and I was able to use part of that second skein for a pair of socks that I did not grab. Hold on, let me see if I can grab those. So it is a fingering weight yarn, and let me kind of get a little bit closer. You can see it has this lovely kind of lacy trim, and it's a raglan style, and that same lace trim is here on the cuff of the sleeve as well. It is worked top down in the round. There's no waist shaping. It is fairly cropped here, but it's very easy to just add more stockinette and just do the trim whenever you want to. That is what I'm wearing at the moment. Not in testing yet. I have no idea when this will be released, but I'm hoping it'll be released within the next month or two, probably by late June. It's hard to kind of determine when I'm gonna release things, simply because I will be moving, cleaning up all my college stuff and moving to live out on my own. Yeah, so I'm giving you the best timeline I got, in the fact that it's hopefully June. Yeah, okay. So this is not my own design. So these are the Birch, oh my God. Okay, these are the Birch shorty socks. Come on. These are the Birch shorty socks. I do have the other one done. It is a completed pair. I just can't hold 2 sock blockers at once, really. So, oh, that side's super wrinkly. Let's stay on this side, huh? Yes. So, Birch shorty socks, as you can see, they've got a very nice kind of lacy detail here that goes along the top of the foot, which I love. These are super quick to knit up, again in that same yarn as this top I'm wearing, which was again Distal Fink Fiber sock weight in the color Berry Pop. I was super happy with all the yarn that I had. I can make this whole garment and a pair of socks. I'm very lucky to be on the smaller end so that I can do that. I can really stretch my yardage quite a far way. So those took me, let me show them to you again. These took me about 4 days to complete. The pattern again is the Birch Shorty Socks by Rachel Nutting. I don't remember if these were free, if it was a free pattern or not, but I'll link it in the description. Everything I talk about that is released or has yarn I can link to, I will link to. Great, so let's get into a couple of tops that I have. One just went into testing, so I will start with that first. Okay, so this crop top just went into testing, pardon the wrinkles. This is a summer party crop top. Again, as you can see, I really like this lacy trim, so I'll take this off. Try to show it to you just a little bit better, that lacy trim. So this crop top just went into testing and I'm hoping to have it out mid-May. I'm thinking around May 18th. So be on the lookout for that. It will be on both Ribbler and Ravelry. There's that. The yarn I used is another Distal Fink Fiber in sock weight. This is in the color Bluebell. And yeah, so that's in testing. I'm very excited. I have, since I'm still relatively small of a designer, I'm not very well known, I'm struggling to find test knitters. I've posted through Instagram, through Ribbler, and through some Ravelry forum pages, and it's hard to get people to like fill out the Google forms and things or even apply to test knit. So I'm having struggles with that and trying to convince people to test knit. Hopefully, I mean, the Fabled Cabled sweater that I just released had some testers and it went very well. First time I did it through Ribbler as well, and my testers were very, very helpful, so I'm very grateful to them. But yeah, anyways, back to this. I love going on tangents, let me tell you. Back to this summer party crop top. It is worked bottom up. Let me see if I can do this. Bottom up, so you start with this lace trim as opposed to this where you're gonna end with the lace trim. You start with the lace trim and you work your way up, 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 up until you meet this center point, and then you bind off the back like so. Pardon all of the wrinkles. I'm so sorry. I was not prepared. And then you work each cup side separately, and then you work the straps, sew the straps onto the back, and then it's done. So these are fairly quick knits. I love making tank tops and things just because of how fast they are to make. But yeah, so that is the summer party crop top, hopefully to be released May 18th. All right, the next thing, I'm gonna keep going with things that I want to release fairly soon. So this next piece has been in the works for quite some time. I started designing it last summer. So summer of 2023, I started designing this one shoulder crop top. This is called the Sugary Sweet crop top. And it's a simple twisted rib down here at the hem, followed by just some ribbing up here that continues across the rest of the top. So I initially designed this in bamboo pop sock yarn, but I ended up wanting to revise the whole pattern just because it wasn't long enough. This is worked in fingering weight yarn bottom up. So I initially made it and it was barely covering like what it needed to cover, but I got super bummed about that because I, worked, although it is another like crop top and super small, I worked on it and I put time and effort into it, into the math and everything, and it just did not work out. But then I found the PDF in my files and things about last month, and I decided that I would revisit it, try it again. This one turned out a lot better than the one I did initially in bamboo pop sock. So all I changed to the pattern was just adding length to the body before splitting and starting this decrease section. It's the same front and back. So similarly to the summer party crop top, this is worked bottom up in the round until you reach this part, and then you split front and back, and you do the front and decrease, and then do the same thing for the back section, and then you Kitchener stitch the two sides together. I feel like my Kitchener is slightly too tight here, but that's okay. But yeah, I like doing these ribbing patterns for the crop tops because they're so form-fitting and they stretch so much. I really like how it looks. So this has pictures. The yarn, I did not mention. So the yarn is more distal fink fiber. Wow, look at that. So this is distal fink fiber sock weight in the color pop rock. Yes, so this is in pop rock. I got all of this distal fink fiber from a D-stash that was happening for the account D-stash for Good. That's Gary Knits and Rides. He does all of that lovely stuff, so I splurged and got quite a few different yarns from distal fink fiber through that. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. That one will be the next one to go into testing either this week or in a couple of weeks. I kind of want to spread it out just a little bit between having two tests running at once, because that can kind of get really confusing for me personally. Yes, so I want to have a couple weeks between the start dates of each test. Okay, so next we have a big kahuna here that has been done for quite some time. Aww. So this is another one of my own designs, shocker. It's not released yet again. This is the coffee cream cabled sweater. So I will hold up this cable pattern for you. Hopefully you can see that fairly well. So this, I actually finished this at the very start of March, and I haven't released it simply because it's all alpaca. It's alpaca wool, I believe. This is, yes, this is the Jody Long Rove Soft yarn. It's a heavy worsted weight. And so I finished it, I blocked it, I'm like, great, I'm gonna have it go into testing and everything. And I am waiting for, probably like August or something, simply because it's alpaca, or wool and alpaca, and that's too hot. Too hot for right now for people to try and test knit during the spring and going into summertime, I think. I live in the northern hemisphere, so that is where my mindset comes from on that. But yeah, I love that sweater. The yarn is slightly scratchy, but like very slightly. Other than that, it's like soft to the touch. It's great. The only thing is I wouldn't use this yarn for babies because it is slightly scratchy. And one other thing to note about that yarn is it sheds quite a bit. Even like just now I'm finding like so much alpaca hairs on me, and while I was knitting it I can remember just so much fiber flying everywhere like crazy. That'll be releasing soon. Let me grab it again for the 5th time and show you. It's worked top down in the round. It's another raglan construction with that cable detailing right in the center. The back is just simple plain stockinette, and it has full length sleeves. So this is a full on heavy, warm, luscious, wonderful winter sweater. So I'm gonna keep it, hopefully release it for the end of fall or early winter of this year. So I just put this on just over top of the summer party crop top that I was wearing, or the tea party that I was wearing, just so you can see how it fits. I don't like my sweaters with too much positive ease on them because I do have wider shoulders, so I feel like it makes me look very top heavy. So yeah, there's that. Turn around. I love this sweater. It's just wrong time of the year for it, I think. All right, so the last finished object and last of my personal patterns aren't released yet. My bestseller is my Summer Solstice tee. I'll pop a picture around here somewhere if I can find one. That is my bestseller, and I released it the summer of last year. So I figured, and I loved it, everything about it, love the way it fits, it looks. So I figured, why not do Summer Solstice tee volume 2. This is Knit Picks Hawthorne fingering in the color North Star. So another fingering weight project, perfect for the summertime and the springtime to layer over a tank top, I think. But this is at a fairly large gauge. So let me see here. It is almost fully see-through. Well, it's fully see-through at the lace yoke, but then it's pretty dang see-through when you get down here to this stockinette. I used US size 10s for the yoke and the body, and then US size 8 for all of the ribbing. So again, I'm hoping to release this in probably late June, early July, I think. So that it'll be out for the summer, people can enjoy it and all of that. So look out for testing for this one and the Sugary Sweet crop top, this guy. So look out for those test knit calls. It's top down in the round, circular yoke construction with a ton of different lace patterns here. I believe I did 4 different lace patterns and 1 row lace, and repeating it throughout the entirety of the yoke. Again, this is cropped. I love my cropped things. Easy to lengthen, just stockinette body. Yeah. So that is the Summer Solstice tee volume 2. The last thing I have to share with you is not my own design. So I've been thinking a lot about the end of my college career and the start of my real adult life, and the fact that I'm moving out of state for my internship, and the fact that I don't have very many work appropriate clothing. Like, this could be work appropriate, I just have to layer something under it. Not that big into layering. I could just do like a cute little black dress and then have this on top, and I think that would be super cute. But I also wanted to have, especially for the summertime, because my internship does start in July, so I wanted to have some kind of full length, office appropriate, kind of work appropriate more so, tees and things like that. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I found, I know, controversial, I already know, they had a very good sale, and I am a broke college student, so I'm gonna get my yarn right now at least from anywhere that has the best prices. So judge me if you will, that's fine. Yeah, so I have here what I'm using. This is Yarn Bee. This is the Yarn Bee Sweet Delight in flannel. It's a DK weight yarn, I believe. Yes, 60% acrylic, 40% polyamide. Again, DK weight. And I am working, again, this is not my own pattern. This is the Pandemonium Tee by Julie Gady or Gaddy. It is a free pattern through Cascade Yarns. I believe it's Cascade Yarns. So here is it so far. It's worked bottom up in panels, which I did not expect. I don't have a problem seaming really every once in a while. It's fine, it's great. I wouldn't do it for every single project, but yes, so bottom up, 2 panels, and then your sleeves, I believe, are separate and then also sewn on. So very seam heavy garment. I already have the back done, so this is the front that I'm working on right now. And I love the simplicity of it. If you can kind of see here, those little like dot lace almost looking things. So I think that this will be very nice for the office. I am a little bit worried about how wide it's turning out. When I gauge swatched, I did get gauge, but then it seems like as I'm actively working on it, it's growing some. But I think it'll be okay. If this is about half, I think it'll just be slightly more positive ease than I'm used to. But I think it'll be good for the office and my internship and my real life after college. So the Pandemonium Tee is worked with US size 6 and US size 4. That are the needles I'm using. Those are the needles I'm using, excuse me. Pretty much all I have. Keep an eye out for my testing calls. Follow me on Instagram. Ribbler, all those things. I'll link everything below. I thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, like button, all that YouTuber stuff. And hopefully I'll see you again very soon. Bye.